You know there's something about schools that make romance just 100 times better, and it always hits the spot to make your heart go doki doki. So today, we're going to talk about the top 10 new romance school anime you should watch. Number 10, Liar Liar.
いやだから違う
ダメよ。言い訳なんて聞きたくないわ。大方、私を恥ずかしめて無理やり手ごめにでもしようとしてたんでしょうけど、そうはいかないんだから。
How much of a liar do you have to have the same two words be the title of your anime? Well, Kirito just became the strongest in the school after he beat the Empress, and it's not just any normal school. It's one of the most generic institutions I've ever heard of called Academy Island. Everything is done through games where each student bets stars to determine their ranking. This is basically Gacha the anime.
お前さっきから何の話をしてるんだ
とぼけないで。真剣に頼んでるんだから茶化さないでよ。知ってるんでしょ。私が本当は西園寺サラサなんかじゃないって。
は
Other than that, you can think of it as no game, no life, but in school. There are a lot of mind games and strategic thinking involved in this series, especially since the entire concept is based around it. Other than the concept, everything seems to be quite decent, and it does the job of making the anime feel solid. So just give it a watch so you can see for yourself. Number 9, the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world.
さっきみたいなことはしないでほしいかな。聖華君が悪く言われるのは嫌な気持ちになるから。
わかったよ。
Not only was this guy the strongest exorcist, but he also got reincarnated, which always means he's getting another big power-up. Our boy Haruyoshi was reborn as Saika Lamprog, and even though he didn't get a lot of magic, he was still stronger than almost everyone he encountered. But why was he even reincarnated? Well, he didn't get hit by Truck-kun, but was betrayed. Sadly though, he didn't go crazy.
アミヤ。
私ダンジョンボスの討伐なんて初めて。パーティー組んだばっかりなのに私たち息ぴったりじゃない？
What makes this one so good is the fact that it mixes two different types of magic in one world. We have Japanese exorcist magic and the classic fantasy magic that everyone always sees. There's romance here too because Saika just happens to bag two girls that could take a spot in the best waifu of the season. The writing is amazing and the subplots are engaging enough to the point that you somehow won't ever get bored watching it. Number 8, the dreaming boy is a realist.
おお
大きい音苦手なの。
夏川
Can you ever be a realist and a dreaming boy at the same time? Wataru Sajo does this in the most ridiculous way because at first, he is your typical cringy weeb who did everything to get his crush's attention and start confessing every single time he sees. However, he becomes a normal human being when he finally lets go of that stuff and suddenly becomes a Chad. And guess what? His crush finally starts making a move on him.
何
ネクタイ曲がってる。
This show isn't like Rent a Girlfriend because the MC actually has some character development, unlike Kazuya, and the show puts a lot of emphasis on romance, and the dynamic between the different characters helps in making their interactions even more entertaining. Most of the characters also feel mature, which is a breath of fresh air, especially in high school romance anime. Number 7, our dating story, the experienced you and the inexperienced me.
そんなにお腹いっぱい？
もらうよ。ありがとう。
When a girl brings you into her room, there's only one thing left to do. I know all of you wished you could be like our boy Ryuto, who confessed to the most popular girl in his school and actually got the dub in one way or another because they just went on a date because they had nothing else to do. Still, he ended up falling in love, and it's not too far of a catch to say she did too.
ね ニコルと会ってたの？
ああ、うん。
This is one of the newer anime on this list because it was just released in fall 2023. The concept is hilarious, and it's sort of similar to My Girlfriend is a Gal or My Dress Up Darling, with the girl being way out of the guy's league. It has humor, romance, and everything you need in between. Number 6, Girlfriend X Girlfriend.
さきちゃんさきちゃん好きだ
First, we have Liar Liar, now we have Girlfriend Girlfriend, but our boy doesn't only have 2 girlfriends. He has 4. Naoa is a literal Sigma male because he got the high school girlfriend, the short-haired one, the blonde, and even the white-haired one. He's collected them all and he is living the dream. Do you know why he didn't choose one? That's because he wants all of them to feel loved.
どうしたの
Girlfriend Girlfriend isn't your typical harem anime because all of them actually seem to get along, for the most part. The guy is totally hilarious too because he does the most ridiculous things from time to time, and he will definitely catch you off guard. That aside, there's actually not really much plot, but it's still very entertaining to the point that you might actually watch all 2 seasons. Number 5, Date Alive 4.
神経使ったの久しぶりだよ
本当に助かったよ。はい、お給料。
何してんだ
いいじゃんいいじゃん。
This is one of the few school romance anime that push past 2 seasons, much less 3, so that goes to show how good this one really is. It's all about our boy Shido and a lot of super powerful women that make sure no one hurts him. In this season, he encounters a girl named Nia, a manga artist who's also a spirit. Not only that, she's related to Deus Ex Machina Industries, and things got a whole lot spicier.
いやでも君どう見てもまだ20歳いくかいかないか
少年。
Other than romance, Date Alive is just full of action and some crazy animation. This season, it finally increases the pacing of the story and it makes the plot so much better. The characters are great, and this might be, in my opinion, the best season Date Alive has to offer, but before you watch it, just watch the first 3 so you'll understand what I'm talking about. Number 4, Koikimo.
りょうさん、もしかして怒ってます？
いえ、まるで夫婦の買い物みたいだと浸っているところです。ありがとう。お一人様1パック制度よ。
永遠に浸っててください。
Koikimo is also called It's Too Sick to Call This Love, and don't ask me why because I'm just as confused as you are. But what's even more confusing is that after Ryu falls for a girl and it turns out it was his little sister's best friend, it doesn't even faze him because he keeps on trying to flirt with her even if she's too freaked out. However, does consistency beat creepiness? Well, I'll have to find out.
あれ、お兄ちゃんは？下です下。助けて、何これどういうこと？
Koikimo is totally off the hook, and it might be a major turnoff for most anime fans, but you might be surprised because it's actually quite enjoyable, seeing as once you get past the weird part, it feels like the characters actually like each other a lot. The colors of the anime are really nice, and the art style somehow is a mix between Otokoi and Kaicho wa Maid-sama. Number 3, Beastars.
よろしく。好き。大好き。
嘘、本当？初めてちゃんと言われた気がする。
This is one of the best underrated romance anime of all time, and people just don't watch it because they're afraid of being called a furry, which they will be after finishing it. Just like Zootopia, our main characters are a wolf named Legoshi and a white bunny named Haru. In this show, it's not all sunshine and rainbows as we explore why Legoshi's friend died, along with the romance that's starting to bloom between the rabbit and the wolf.
俺たちさ、このままじゃダメかもしれないね。あれちゃん、俺と結婚してください。
It may sound really bizarre, but it definitely is one of the best anime you'll ever watch. I mean, this is the Anime Man approved. Everything takes place in the drama club, and there's some deep, thrilling mystery that's the main focus of the plot. The writing is downright amazing, and you'll be surprised how connected you are to the characters. Overall, it does a great job of making this show one of a kind. Number 2, Insomniacs After School.
始められたんだマガリが俺をここまで連れてきたんだ
しよう。
Can't sleep well? These guys can't too, but they have something that you don't, and that's some sweet, sweet romance. Ganta is unlike most of us who just want a good nap, but when he meets his girl in their school's observatory, his life turns upside down because he finally has someone who he can share the night with. We'll get to see how these two insomniacs have a relationship and conquer the challenges that come their way.
最初からいい。好きです。
One of the biggest highlights of Insomniacs After School is definitely the animation because it helps you make the atmosphere so much more beautiful. It's a soft, relaxing anime that you can watch on a quiet Saturday night. Just like Your Name, it has a banger of a soundtrack too. The show takes its time with the plot and is perfect for any slice of life and romance fan. Number 1, Romantic Killer.
猫
Nope, this one isn't about two assassins like Love of Kill, but focuses on our girl Anzu, who's so normal that we can relate to her in every way possible. She's forced to get involved with boys when Riri, who looks like he's drawn by a 5-year-old, makes sure her life is your typical reverse harem anime. Now, this is breaking the fourth wall to the max. Anzu's peaceful life was ruined and it might not be so bad for her.
スマホ代1ヶ月分の家賃と大体同じだな。なあ、もしよかったら弁償代として1ヶ月家に泊めるってのはどうだ？
You have every reverse harem character trope and otame game trope imaginable all stuck in one show. However, it puts a lot of effort into making sure each character isn't left out, and the romance is always on point, which is a plus. It has everything you need for a show in this genre, so that's why it's number 1 on our list of the top 10 new romance school anime you should watch.